Good morning everybody, my name's Leanne, the founder and CEO of Everledger. Welcome to the Blockchain Sydney event. I'm so sad to not be there. I'm filming from London in the Barclays Accelerator where Everledger operates on a day-to-day basis. A little bit of background to Everledger. We began in London, and of course we've been working inside the Barclays Accelerator now since March, forming out the idea and working at the leading edge of not only the diamond industry but of course with the emerging technology of blockchain. So I thought what would be important is to show you what we've done. First, we created relationships with the major certificate houses around the globe: America, India, Israel, China, where they grade and certify each of the diamonds. Not only do we capture the 4 C's related to that diamond, we've created a digital DNA, a thumbprint for that diamond, taking all of the parameters of stone, including the laser inscription on the girdle, and we write all of that information into the blockchain. We now know where diamonds are being sold and resold online in marketplaces such as Amazon and eBay, work with insurance companies on fraudulent claims, with Interpol and Europol on diamonds that cross borders and enter into black markets. And largely, we've created a system that enables you to search not only your diamonds, but add other valuables into Everledger. There is the big business of diamonds. Rough comes out of the ground at about $15 billion, and of course it runs through around 6 to 10 iterations in its manufacturing cycle and ultimately ends up in the consumer network as a polished stone, which is around $80 billion annually. So that one stone runs through iterative processes and adds and stacks 500% value. So the business of diamonds is big, but on the tail of that, so too are the atrocities. Blood diamonds is still within the mix of the supply chain. 140,000 rough carats last year were smuggled out of Africa. And according to statistics, whilst the Kimberley process has been successful, we still have a problem inside of the network. So Everledger itself is positioned to support both the big business of diamonds and then of course to assist in further reduction of blood diamonds. A distributed global ledger to enable transparency, but more importantly, to underpin ethical trade. The countries at large have supported this through the Kimberley process and of course the systems of warranties, but largely that industry is still predicated on paper. It still trades on a lot of offline systems, or it trades within siloed systems. So to be able to use the power of the blockchain to give a chain of custody of not only the diamonds, but also follow a systems of warranties around those diamonds so that we can eventually, when it ends up in the consumer network and ends up on someone's finger for their engagement ring, we can have some assurity around where the source of that diamond has come from. I think 2016 gives us the opportunity to take the foundation of what we've done on the blockchain, what we've proven now with inside of the diamond industry, both at a polished level and at a rough level, and to start exploring where that might play in terms of other markets like art, antiquities, and even probably on the backdrop of that, what's more important are exotic goods, ivory, jade. What's going on in those markets? I don't think it's good enough what's happened inside of China, that there's only a ban for 12 months. If that ban is lifted, Everledger could play a fundamental role in licensing and underpinning an ethical trade platform. Countries like Africa that have Mother Earth's assets, we could play a fundamental role in putting together a system of ethical trade. It's not good enough just to say that actually my coffee beans have been stamped with an ethical trade stamp. I think to prove it now on an ethical trade platform is where Everledger could play a fundamental role in changing the way commerce works. The technology today, people have touted it as being the rebirth of the internet all over again. Relive an opportunity in life and have a little hindsight. What would you do differently? You kind of ask yourself that. So I ask myself, what would I do differently? Where would I have invested the last 10 years of my life, and where am I going to invest the next 10 years of my life? And the answer is this. The answer is that we have massive trade that occurs on cross borders, and we have massive problems in black markets. And more so now, we're seeing an opportunity with the use of the technology to make a fundamental difference on a world scale, to bring trust and transparency, and to bring a reputation to trade across countries on goods that matter, items that matter, things that are either exotic, like ivory or rubies or diamonds, or even items that matter to every single one of us, the heirlooms that are being passed down from generation to generation. Everledger is in a position today to not only provide an ethical trade platform for countries to assist them in the licensing and regulation, to assist them in frictionless tax and the use of smart contracts and duties on diamonds. But actually, every single one of us would want to have a digital vault to protect its own assets, to either use it as an alternative wealth management scheme or ultimately just to protect it for the next generation. So that's enough from me. I'm Leanne from Everledger. Enjoy the conference.